Hey guys, Mike Builds, welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at this Litime 100 amp hour 12 volt. This is their new ComFlex edition 100 amp hour smart lithium iron phosphate battery. 100 amp hour batteries are becoming really common on the market now, and really the only way the manufacturers can kind of set themselves apart from the others is how much extra tech they can actually put into their batteries, and I think this is a prime example of that. So this Litime 100 amp hour battery, it's not like a normal 100 amp hour battery with just a Bluetooth BMS. It has an advanced BMS that's capable of communicating with Victron inverters, and basically it's lets you just plug in directly to the inverter and use CAN/RS485 communication protocol. So that's something I've never seen in a 100 amp hour battery before. So from the outside it just looks like a normal battery, but if you look at the top here, we actually have a quick power button right here, so you can actually turn on and off the battery, and this will rapidly shut down the battery as well if you have any issues. And then there's two ports right here. You have a CAN P RS485 port, and then you have a CAN P CAN I port. Along with being able to hook this up to a Victron system, you can also hook it up to one of their smart displays, which I have right here. And it lets you mount this little display anywhere you want. If you have this in a camper or a van or an RV or something like that, and the battery is remotely mounted to where you can't easily get to it to check voltages and state of charge, you can very easily use this little screen here and keep track of all the essential information that you're going to want to monitor about the battery. As well as normal Bluetooth function, like I said before, you can just use the phone app as well to get all the same information. But I really love when you have a standalone little device like this. That way you don't always have to pull out your phone to monitor your system. In the box with the battery itself, you do get the user manual and the quick start guide. Also, it says right here you get a 5-year warranty, so that's pretty good. And just very, very basic stuff, nothing crazy there. Like I said before, this is their ComFlex edition with smart Bluetooth 5.0. It is a group 31 size battery. Some more information right there. Some basic specs. This has a 4,000 charge to discharge cycle life. This is EV grade cells. We're definitely gonna take this thing apart after we're done testing it to see what kind of cells they're using, take a good look at the quality of the build and the BMS as well. 100 amp continuous discharge. It says it'll do 500 amps for 1 second. Tells you all about charging. I always recommend you read through the manuals of any battery you buy. You also get this cable right here. So this is gonna screw to the top of the battery in one of those ports, and then it goes to Ethernet. It also has this little Ethernet adapter here, kind of like that. And this right here, what looks like is going to be a parallel cable. So this is how you would connect all your batteries together if you want them to communicate. You can basically parallel these batteries any way you want, and then you can have them all talk to each other. That way you can monitor all the BMSs of all the batteries, up to 16 of these, using the Bluetooth app. So that's kind of the big selling point here, is that you're gonna get a lot more BMS features as well as communication, because this battery is a little bit higher priced compared to normal 100 amp hour batteries. At the time of making this video, this battery is gonna be available anywhere between about $300 to about $340, depending on where you buy it and what configuration you get. Also forgot to mention, you do get your M8 bolts with the little terminal caps. Unfortunately, you do have to buy the screen separately. It's about $60 extra. I've seen some other battery manufacturers that offer some sort of screen for their battery systems, and they're always sold separately at about $60 to $80 price. You get a nice long cable to connect the screen to the battery, and then you also get some hardware to be able to mount the screen however you want to mount it. So we're going to go ahead and fully charge the battery, then we're going to do our capacity test. We're also going to do a full current discharge test, try to see how many amps we can get out of the BMS before it shuts down. Then we're going to open up the battery and take a closer look at the build quality and just get a feel for this battery and the overall quality of the battery. Now, being this is a very high price point battery for a 100 amp hour setup, I do expect this thing to be very top notch as far as what we're gonna see on the inside, and I'm really hoping that's what we see. Hopefully this thing's actually worth the money, and we're gonna find out. Here's a little bit better close-up of the battery. These little communication ports. That's what the pins look like. Little protective caps. And then here's the little button I was telling you guys about. So I clicked it once and it looks like it turned green. I think if you hold it, it just turned off. Click it again. I'm very curious to see how the screen works. We're gonna go ahead and connect that right now and see if we can immediately start seeing information on the battery. So this cord is very, very long. If you look right here, you have a little connector. It's gonna match up to the screen connector. Then you're gonna take your little Canon plug. It has a little gasket in there too, so it should be somewhat water resistant. Nope, there we go, it's booting up. All right, so it looks like it has a little battery indicator there. It shows power in watts, the battery's voltage, state of charge and current. 49% state of charge right now. Oh, it is not touch screen. And then if you click the home button, it'll cycle through the other menus. So it says our capacity remaining. Now, if you want to connect more than one battery together, you can. You can put these batteries in parallel, and if you put them in parallel, using this parallel adapter here, you can go into your screen and actually monitor each parallel battery individually and check the whole system using the screen. You can only do it in parallel. It will not work in series. So let's say you want to put 200 or 300 or 400 amp hours worth of batteries in your RV or camper or whatever, but you're going to stick to 12 volts. Using your little parallel cables allows all the batteries to talk and communicate with each other, as well as with the screen itself, and let you monitor all that without any issues. Number of batteries that we have hooked up. So I'm assuming if you do put a bunch of these parallel, it'll show up right here. You can turn the discharge on and off, and kind of another screen that shows current, battery temperature, status, and all that good stuff. I went ahead and downloaded the Litime app. So we have the Litime battery app right here. Search for Bluetooth. There it is. It found it pretty quick. And there we go. We are now connected to the battery. So it looks like you get all the same information you get on your little screen. That's what it says if you click balance. If you click cells, it just says normal. Personally, I like to see the voltages of the cells, but some people kind of get freaked out by that, and that's it. So if you click all these tabs, it just tells you everything's normal. It doesn't really give you much more information than that. One other feature of the app is you can actually do over-the-air updates to the battery. So if you need to update the battery's communication system to work with a specific inverter or charger or whatever you're doing with the battery, you can actually go in here and do specific over-the-air updates. So you can initiate an update through the app, and it's gonna actually download the newest update to the BMS itself over the air. No cables, USB cables, or none of that is required. And that's it. It's okay, I guess. The one thing I don't like about the app is you have to make an account in order to use it. Personally, not a huge fan of that because there's tons of other apps that other Bluetooth BMS makers use that don't require it. So I don't like that, but I am happy I got the screen. So if I choose not to use the app, I can still use my little screen here to monitor all the conditions of the battery. We're gonna use my little 6-amp charger here to start charging the battery to get ready for our capacity test. And there we go, we're charging with 5.9 amps. All right, guys, we have our Litime ComFlex 12-volt 100-amp-hour battery fully recharged. Our display is showing 100% state of charge. I went ahead and reset our capacity meter to 100%. I set it to 100 amp hours total. Right here is going to be the final capacity number once the test is done. And we're going to use my SunGold Power 3000 watt low frequency inverter in order to put a 0.2C load on the battery. So we're going to set it up to where we're pulling 20 amps from the battery, and we're going to let it run until the battery shuts off, and we'll see what the final capacity number is. And there we go, we're about 19 amps, as close as I can get it to 20. Our display is also displaying about the same 19.5, 20 amps. It's kind of jumping around a little bit. All right, guys, we just finished the capacity test on the Litime ComFlex battery, and we were able to get 101.22 amp hours. Now we're gonna start doing some high amperage stress testing with the battery, and we're gonna plug a 1500 watt space heater into this battery. Now it is rated for 100 amps, so I'm curious to see when we start getting above 100 amps, will the battery shut off or not? Because this has a more advanced BMS than most other batteries, I do expect the high current disconnect to actually function. So here we go. Space heater is gonna be on low to start. That's 50 amps right there. And I'm gonna crank the space heater up to high. We're just over 100 amps. I'm gonna let it run and see if it shuts off. We're at 120 amps. See how long it'll run it for. That's 1500 watts of load. Doesn't seem to mind running above 120 amps. Now I'm gonna increase the load a little bit more. I added an additional battery charger that's gonna put about another 400, 500 watts worth of load. Space heater's on medium with the battery charger on. We're at 117 amps. Go ahead and crank the space heater up to high, 160 amps. A lot of heat coming out of that. Well, it's not showing any signs of turning off. We're pulling a lot of power out of this. All right, I've let this setup run for another 2 minutes off camera, and it shows no sign of shutting off. So I really don't wanna load it up. Oh, something just happened. Oh, that just went dark for a second. Oh. There it went, it actually just shut off. So it took about, I'd say about 2 minutes. The battery did shut down, so that is a good thing. That means the high current protection does work, and it seems to be more of a delayed high current protection. So it will not trip right away above 100 amps. It'll actually run your load a little bit longer, and that could be a good thing because it'll give you a chance to catch it before it just shuts everything down. But it did end up shutting down, so it does work. We're gonna go ahead and crack this thing open and take a good look at the inside to see build quality and all that good stuff. All right, finally got this sucker open. Had to be careful though, because we got all the wires for everything up top. Don't want to rip anything out. Litime's batteries are the hardest ones out of any battery I've taken apart to open. Because I reviewed another Litime battery a while back, and it was the hardest battery to open up. So that is a good thing. All right, got it open finally, ow. But the first thing I noticed off the bat is this massive Litime BMS. This thing is the size of actually all the cells, because if you look underneath it where all the cells are at, the cells in here, and that's literally the same size as the BMS, so very impressive. They are very proud of that. So your negative terminal, you got 3 8-gauge wires. Positive terminal, you're gonna have 1, what feels like a 6-gauge wire. There's your main little power button with a loomed harness that goes to the input for the BMS. And then your 2 communication ports up top, they actually run right here, and one plugs in here, while the other one plugs in there, so that's gonna be for all your communication and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this thing from the case. This is gonna be the bottom, so you have a piece of foam right here. Love to see that. You got foam on the sides, as well as this side right here. There's also insulating material between all the cells. You get the plastic shipping strap style compression with the corner reinforcements, very common. We've seen that a bunch of times. And you actually get like this 3-layer PCV with 2 heat sinks on either side for your BMS. And the BMS is actually double-sided taped down to the little green shipping straps right here and here. So that's feels pretty sturdy. And then you also got the foam on top pushing down on that to keep the BMS from coming loose. Every connection they use has this potting compound, so we have them on the ports there, negative terminal, positive terminal, as well as our little switch. And then also on the board itself and on the battery, there and there. Cells look really nice. Oop. Let's pull this off and try to identify what kind of cells they're using. See if there's a QR code. Okay, that doesn't want to come off. We're gonna have to use a screwdriver. For bus bars, we have our just standard laser welded terminals with bolted BMS wires. That looks really nice. Here is our temperature sensor right there. So it's actually touching the cells, that's good. We have expansion humps to let the battery contract and expand without causing any damage. Main positive lug looks really nice. Main negative lug looks really nice. We have soldering on the board. Solder joints all look good. Yeah, very beefy BMS. So I think that's where the majority of your money is going when you pay the premium for this battery, is this BMS with all of its features, as you guys have seen. And it even gives you model number and the specs right there. I did go ahead and try to scan the QR code and it wouldn't scan right away. I had to manually input the numbers, and according to the normal app that I use, it says these are great power cells, but it's not getting anything on the date. Not really sure, but great power if those are the cells. I've seen those before in some other batteries, but here's a good close-up of the QR code for people who are curious. And I believe that's gonna be our model number. That's a serial number. But overall, the build quality looks pretty good. Nothing we haven't seen before. It does feel a little bit better quality than some of the cheaper batteries, but I would very much expect that for the price of this battery. So there's a pretty good look at the battery on the inside. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the temperature sensor and put it in some freezing water to see if we can get the low temp cutoff to trigger. All right, I also plugged in the screen so we can actually see the temperature. Right now it's reading 77 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and shove this thing in there and turn the charger on. If you guys look, the temperature is dropping 32 degrees. Turn the charger on. So if you hear that fan running on the charger, that means that low temp cutoff has kicked on. Oh, there it went. Low temp cutoff has kicked on. So I'm gonna remove this, see how long it takes for it to come back on. And there it went. So it's pretty instantaneous and it works really well. That's gonna wrap up our testing and review of this Litime ComFlex battery. It is really cool that battery manufacturers are starting to try to innovate more, because a lot of these batteries that have been coming on the market, most of the change that we've been seeing is really just based around price. So it's nice that Litime's starting to kind of branch out and they're trying to add more features to their batteries. So this ComFlex thing is totally new to me and I've never seen this on another battery, especially a 100 amp hour battery. It is more common on bigger 48 volt batteries to have a BMS that is capable of communication, but I've never seen it on a smaller battery. It is really cool that if you have a Victron setup, you can connect this to your Victron inverter and actually communicate with it, as well as be able to communicate with this screen. And with this screen, if you buy this separately and you have multiple of these batteries, you should be able to monitor all of the batteries with just this screen. Having battery to battery communication is pretty cool as well. Now this battery does cost a premium, but in my opinion, the build quality is there. It is really nice. All the features of the BMS actually worked, and that is kind of rare on a lot of batteries we test, mainly because the high current protection doesn't seem to work on a lot of batteries we tested. However, this one did work. So yeah, overall very interesting. If you have the needs for communications, maybe it could be really good for you. If you don't need all the communication features with this battery, you can go with just a standard battery. You will save money there. But like I said before, it is kind of interesting that they're trying to innovate more in the market. And I think things like this are going to become more and more common. Kind of like a couple years ago when Bluetooth wasn't very common. It used to be a very premium item and all the batteries that had Bluetooth were way more expensive. I think this is kind of the same thing where the BMSs are just getting more and more advanced. And at first, you're only gonna get these features on more expensive batteries, but as time goes on, the market's gonna open up more, start to see this kind of thing more and more, especially if the battery companies wanna innovate. Litime's been around for a pretty long time. I would call it one of the legacy brands that I've seen on the battery market for at least a few years now. There's tons of other people testing these batteries and using them successfully every day in this world. So it's very interesting. That's really gonna do it, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments as always, and I will see y'all in the next one.